Welcome, adventurers! A few more tidings until the stream starts. Make sure you have a nice coffee, a water, or whatever beverage of your choice. Make sure that it's healthy. Stream will start shortly. The Oracle's getting ready. Welcome, adventurers, to tonight's stream of magic and wonder. I am but a humble noob, a humble night elf. If you are wondering what sacred herb I am burning, it is sage. Sage is not a herb. I actually don't know what it is. But I figured what better way to set the mood than to cleanse this space of any evil spirits. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. May I cleanse all the warriors, divine angels, and strong lords of honor. May we battle in the Battle of the Roses in honor of the one Holy Spirit, the one God, abiding in all. As we all know, the tournament is held once a year, and its champion of the entire land, serving the king and queen, father, mother, themselves, keeper of the dragons, protector of the dragons of each kingdom. I salute them all. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. To those that dedicate their life to battle, for the one chance for the glory in free-for-all combat, I pray to thee. May God ordain the true champion of the full factions, and may they protect the queen and the king thereby. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. You're ready for Magic Night, Twinkle Toes? Well, you came to the right stream. I am Prometheus, a night elf druid, magician, yes. I am a novice in the arts of magic, and I will teach a little bit tonight. But I must admit one embarrassing thing. My night elf ears are so big, my cape does not properly wrap around, but it is winter, and it is very stylish for a night elf druid to dress such as this. I'd figure first, in honor of the champions that will battle tonight in the Battle of the Roses, an elixir, a mana potion from the mana dragon himself, the Sapphire Dragon of the Sapphire Kingdom. We're talking DLC content. You worry about the Ruby Kingdom right now. This nectar is from the Sapphire Dragon Kingdom. Only that dragon is able to get this mana. It also restores health and has a crazy dexterity buff you wouldn't believe. It is a very potent elixir. I cheers to you, Sir Noopies, Madame Twinkle Toes. I drink in your honor, I drink in your glory. First, I will speak a little bit about the Battle of the Roses, for I know you all are waiting with bated breath to know more about the Battle of the Roses. Well, I have more to share. Oh, cool. I like that. Is that like an urn? Yeah, that's like a sacred urn. Ooh, nice. Let me explain the Battle of the Roses a little to you all, to those uninitiated, to those unenlightened. The King of the Dragons himself decreed the Battle of the Roses to take place annually. For it maintains harmony between the four kingdoms. Instead of being at war intermittently, why not settle the differences and decide who should run through Mortal Kombat, through the blade and steel, through their blood and sweat. In my game, will each character have one mana potion? Ideally. But at first, it would just be battle. It would just be battle. Jumping and swinging a blade. But of course, eventually, down the lines of development, there will be health and mana potions. And I just wanted you to start with them, and you press 1 or 2, or one of the bumpers to use them, or an assigned action button. Noopy may want his bound to be and why. I will let Noopy bind his bindings the way he'd like. But actually, I meant to share too, in all honesty, I have been making quite the development with Battle of the Roses, and yesterday in development, I overcame one of the challenges, and my character can turn 360 and can jump. Incredible, I know. I went to the local magic shop in seek of more information about the occult magic of medieval times and the modern day. I also wish to share with you, actually, once again, in all honesty and in all, I cannot even think of the word, sincerity. There is a lesson I wish to teach about magic. But first, we're doing a Magic the Gathering booster pack opening. One is from Baldur's Gate 3, Dungeons & Dragons Magic the Gathering, and the other one is Bloomburrow. Here's the thing. We went there, I got my chica another pizza, we had some arcade pizza, and then I was like, let me see what they got magic stuff. I read a little online. Also, Final Fantasy is coming to Magic the Gathering June 14th. And that's super hype. And I was talking to the people there about that. And they even said apparently it's like interrupting another arc, but they're like, they want to get these Final Fantasies one out so quick because they're going to sell like hotcakes. I might buy a box of those. I even told the chica, said, she goes, oh, she's like, I'm making sure you get some of those. Just let us talk to us in like a month or two. And I said, I will be back, my liege, madame. And ironically, well, our Lady Twinkletoes knows this, that I had the one guy working there and the one chica were actually really interested. They're like, hey, can I get into the alpha? And I was like, about that. About that. Just kidding. No, but we did talk about the game a little bit. But I was telling them that the reason I get magic cards, I was like, what has night elves and dragons or cute butterball things? But then these were the two that we ended up picking. They had like a bunch of different types, and then the one chica, she's like, oh, the best one that has like night elves and dragons, they didn't have any in stock, but I even forget the name of it. We'll have to pull it up later. But let's start this off. Without further ado, I'm going to start with this one. And I told Priya if she sees something she likes a lot, she gets it. And then, yeah, also, Noopy, you weren't here for this earlier. But I have something that I was gonna do a giveaway, but I was just gonna give it to you. But I can talk to you about that later. I figured I could just FedEx it to you. But when I tried to get a Pokemon Happy Meal the other day, I got Knuckles again, and Priya has Knuckles, I have a Knuckles, and I was like, why don't we give this one to Noopy? But that's beside the point. All right, guys, let me smell. Oh yeah, and Priya's right. Her react, she literally, I was making a sale because she got excited. She got excited when I was talking about it, and then, but I said, oh, in a few months I'll bring it around the shop. I said I'm gonna be bringing it to Retro Replay, I'll bring it around the shops. You know, I'm gonna get myself even. I already know a lot of the people, but I meet people there, new people every time, and I met one of the manager dudes just now. When I said PvPvE to him, he was like, "Go on." I said 4-player PvPvE Night Elves, and they were like, people just start throwing money at me. So I'm gonna dedicate my life to this damn game, whether you guys like it or not. I haven't considered to stop playing games just to work on my game, but we know that's never gonna happen. I guarantee every night I get in this like D&D mood, I'm gonna put on Warcraft. Also, what's really funny is, well, right now I'm playing a really cool character, but I have another idea for a D&D character, because you're allowed to talk about RPing on the show. For my game, there's a character that one day I'm gonna just come on stream as, but it's no spoilers, but I designed a really awesome character. Priya knows a little bit about it, but yeah. But I'm gonna wait. That's when like the demo's ready, I'll come on stream as like this character, that character. We'll do like a whole thing. But all right. So first card, Starlit Soothsayer. Wait, let's see what this is. Here, let me make us a little bigger. That one is sick. Okay, this one I like. First one goes to me. High Strata Bunny. Oh, Priya's gonna want that one. Crap. Priya, okay, that one's going for Priya. I want this one. Oh, now I gotta buy more. Crap. Now I gotta buy more. You want that, don't you, Priya? I'm gonna put it in your pile. Since I was dumb and rolled for the first one. This is cool, though. I like Starlit, but now we're gonna have to get more packs, because I want this one. You want that one, don't you? I'm gonna put it in your pile. I haven't even seen you react. Oh, that one's cool. Yeah, you get that one. Alright, let's see, what's this? Thought Shucker. Rat Rogue. Wait, I may want this one. Rat Rogue, I might put that in my pile. Oh, this one's sick. I'll put that in my pile. I gotta admit, I'm jealous of the bunny though. Maybe we could roll for cards and stuff. And if there was something Noopy really liked, maybe we'll send it with the Knuckles. Oh, another rabbit. Wait, am I wrong? Another rabbit? Oh, another rabbit. Oh, another rabbit. And there's actually a slight defect on where it says rabbit, but I don't care. I'll even take that one. That's sick. Another rabbit. I'm putting that rabbit in my pile. Might of the Meek. Oh, I want that one. I want because I just got a book about I don't want to interrupt the magic card pulling, but I brought the book too. There's a book I bought today, but it's like inspiring for Battle of the Roses, but it's like Christianity, wisdom. But there was a chapter about meekness. I thought too, I was like, even though sometimes I'm very grandiose or I'm the best at League, I'm like playing and having fun. But I do maybe want to be, I do that a lot though, where I just shut up and play the game, being like humble and being awesome. But I thought to become more powerful as a paladin, as a druid in life, I need to be humble, but I can also be proud, the humility. Alright, here we go. Rockface Village. Is this a land card? Ooh, I want that. I want this one. So also how you actually play Magic the Gathering, Priya, these are like your resources where you play like a land card and it's like it's your resources. So you would tap, if you had like 3 waters, you tap, if you're like, oh, I'm summoning a water elemental, and tapping means you turn the card to the side. But for that round, it's inactive. Well, you know what's cool is we'll get eventually enough, we'll go back tomorrow, Priya, and buy more cards. Because I'll be like, crap, there was rabbits, I need more
We haven't even opened these yet. This may be dope. And I do want to get Baldur's Gate 3. Because to be honest, while I'm developing this game for the next year, because I plan on doing sequels to my game, I'm going all in, guys. I'm writing a book. There's going to be an anime. There's going to be a webcomic. Well, Priya said it perfectly. What did you say, honey? Priya said, even though it's scary for me, she said there's going to be a big payoff. And I was like, she's right. It's hard and it's scary, but a big payoff. But she was like, with no risk, there's no reward. Moonstone Harbinger Noopy's going to want this one. But I'm taking it. I'm going to need this for the tournament, Noopy. They do have Magic Night. I'm not even joking. I used to play Magic, guys. I used to also play Overpower. And with any card that I don't want to keep, I can do magic tricks with. And I am going to not even gaslight. I don't know if gaslighting is the right term. Not even gassing you guys up. I am going to give like a spiritual legend about magic that is connected to the game that I'm originally designing, my IP. But I want to share, there's a spiritual element to it. You know, Noopy, maybe I will keep this one. I might keep this one for the Noopy pile. I'm going to get more of these. So when we get doubles, Noopy, we're going to mail you this with the Knuckles. I also had put Knuckles in here. Oh, here, Noopy, here it is. And I was going to give you one of the Pokemon cards too, but I thought it makes it more special that when we're living our life and that's part of the stream, is I thought sometimes that's a way, things you can do for giveaways, like, or I could also, I have like 5,000 tickets at Dave & Buster's on my card. I can get more bar balls, but I wanted to give that to Newbie. It's not even, I rolled it for a video I didn't even post, but it's untouched other than me rolling it a few times. The sticker's not used yet, perfect mint condition. And Noopy, these are going to be collectible. I'm not even joking you. I'm sure you already know this because you're a nerd like me. These are going to be collectible. You wait like a few years, wait 10 years, this thing will be $300 on eBay because you won't be able to ever get it again. And then, because that's the only one for that Sonic movie. So, and I believe it or not, I have a lot of collectibles when I think about it. I used to have Stan Lee's autograph, but I had it on a comic I paid $100 for growing up. Stan Lee and John Romano, like the artist dude. That's going in the Noopy pile. But I did think maybe I will start playing Magic because I can get up to date. I played in that Arcana tournament. Ooh, I want this one. Mist Breath Elder. That's like a fish dude. Wait, a frog. Oh, Priya's gonna want that. That's a frog warrior. Priya, we're gonna roll for this one. We're rolling for this one. And also, what's funny too, and I know you guys know this too, but the abilities too are really important. That's the stuff that, at the beginning of your upkeep, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Mist Breath Elder. Otherwise, you may return Mist Breath Elder to its owner's hand. What? Dang. Oh, Priya wants that? Alright, Priya, I'm putting it in your pile. Frogs? I didn't know there was frogs. I didn't even ever... Also, there's something too, I don't want to say too much stuff about my game as far as... Because there's so many, like, surprises, but... I am, and I know Noopy's gonna like this, I'll just share this. I'm working on... Yeah, there's gonna be, like, wolves just kind of, like, in the background. For, like, yeah, like, let's say in the starting spot, there'll be, like, wolves. So, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh wait, this is a basic land. I need this one because I'm gonna start playing. There's a forest. I need this one. Tournament player here, that goes to the tournament player pile. I thought, dude, how sick would that be? I should go and live stream me getting cooked by some nerds. But you know what I thought is, I'll just get in the know, buy these OP cards that I need for like a frog bunny deck, and it'll be like Final Fantasy VII. It'll be like all the decks of only. I refuse to have a card in my deck that's like Something that doesn't fit my theme. Alright, so let's see what this is. Uncharted Haven. What? Oh, that's like my game. Land card. Uncharted Haven enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color. Bruh! So it comes in tapped, but that means you can't use it right away. But you can pick your color for it. What? Oh, it's really blurry, but here, I'm sorry about that. Oh. That needs to go on my deck too. There are lands beyond Valley Wild, Calamity Scarred and Beautiful. Farfeather, the bird scout. I'm gonna put that in my deck. You know what I need to get to is next time when I go there tomorrow or whatever, I'm gonna get sleeves. If we go, I'm going again soon. Oh, I'm taking this one. I need to have this one. Priya may make me roll for this one. No way, Weasel Soldier. First Strike, Lifelink. And that is like the mechanics of my game. I was talking about that to Priya too, that one thing that is going to be true about my game is, okay, and this is fun. I just want to like share this. I've talked about it before, but it's like, when I make a decision, it's what it's going to be. There's going to be no instructions for my game. I want it that you intuitively figure it out. And if there's something you don't know, then it's so cool that you find out. But I'm not having instructions. Even the Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Today, was like there's so many things. Even if I do something and it annoys me, I'm like, oh, that won't be in my game. Or it could inspire me to be like, that will be in my game. Vice versa. Both kind of can lead to each other. Uncharted Haven was cool too. This one, I'll show it again. Weasel Soldier's cool. Bramble Guard Veteran. What? That's a raccoon warrior? It's like Noopy. That's Noopy written all over it. Oh, I like that one too. He's got like cool goggles. Oh. Whenever you expend 4, raccoon you control get 1/1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. You expend 4... Here, I actually can read it easier there. You expend 4 as you spend your 4 total mana to cast spells during a turn. Why should the bird folk get the best view? Whoa, that's Noopy. These cards are cool. This was totally worth it. Oh, I got a foil. I got a foil. Oh, this one actually could be worth something, guys. I got a foil. Carrot Cake. That's for the thumbnail. Oh, we need sleeves, guys. That's probably worth like $300. Ooh, another frog. These are worth another frog. A frog wizard. Oh my god. Do you know what's really funny too? One of the full-time jobs I had a few years ago, sometimes before work, I'd buy magic cards, go to work, and I'd open them while I was ringing people up and taking care of, like, you know, once things slowed down, I busted out my magic cards and I start. And then even, like, customers, like, I gave some away because people were like, oh, I have a deck, this and that. That just reminded me of that. But it would be like, so, oh wait, there's one more. A Junk Blade Bruiser. Whoa. That looks like something in my game too. Well, there are enemies like sort of like that. There's, you know what's crazy is, one second, let me read this. Creature Raccoon Berserker. Trample. Whenever you expend 4, Junk Blade Bruiser gets 2/1 until end of turn. You expend 4 as you spend your 4 total mana to cast spells during a turn. Each scrap shed from her battle axe is more likely to end up stored permanently in an enemy's skull. Yeesh. I need a sip of my Red Bull mana potion. Oh man, this was well worth. I'm gonna very carefully put them back. That was very cool. We got enough frogs for everybody. That was. I'm very happy with that. I will definitely get more of these. That was very stimulating. Okay. I'm actually, the thing too is, yeah, to keep them until I get sleeves. I'm putting it right back into the Bloom Burrow booster pack. I love that smell. But I'm a collector, guys, and also what's funny is when I used to play Magic, I sold all my cards when I thought I was quitting playing the game. But I had like $1,000 worth of cards, and I think I sold them for like 400 just to sell them quick. But not these. I'm keeping these. Battle for Baldur's Gate. There's Butterball. And Priya, what I'll let Priya go through them, and she can keep whatever one she wants. But I am going to start building a deck. What's good is a lot of those, we're going to get doubles of those. I might start buying a pack like every time I go there. And they're so cool there. It's good to support small business, and they have like game nights there and stuff. So I even told them I was a streamer today. I told them I was because I was like, because the one chica, she goes, oh, do you play Warcraft? And I was like, do I play Warcraft? I said, yeah. I said, that's why I'm here. Is like, what Night Elf stuff you got? She was talking about she was like, well, this Magic, she's like, there's a lot of trolls. And I was like, trolls? The hell are you talking about? I'm here for the Night Elves, lady. Let me put it here like I did last time. Put a ball. Ooh, guys, this one came with something special already. What the heck? There is... Oh, wait, maybe it's like art series. What? Oh, I got a dragon art series. So at first, because I thought like in Arcana they have hero cards, but I think it does play as a hero. Or maybe it's not. No, it's an art. It's a piece of art. Bro, I'm getting these again. It's a piece of art. It's a horizontal piece of art. That looks like the dragon in my game. But even cooler. But I thought eventually I thought down the line I'm gonna upscale the current dragon. But I have like 5 dragons, but they're actually beautiful. The one is very beautiful. The one is very, very beautiful. But I thought someday after the base game is really, really good, like half a year from now, I'm thinking it's gonna take like a few months, 3 to 5 months, for the vision I have. And I'm just day by day, it's how it's gotta be. It's gonna start falling together more in a few weeks from now. That is cool. Okay. I got a foil already. I got a foil land card. How sick is that? I'm almost certain that's a foil. That's a foil. Noopy, you tell me that is a foil. That's shimmering and shining. That's a foil land card. I want this one. That could be my first land. In a match, this would be one of the first cards I would want to use if I drew it. That is a foil, my friend. I love that word too, Priya. Uber cool. Uba. I need to get sleeves. I may even, well, like I said, I used to have a bunch of sleeves. I'll have to check my inventory. Ooh, what is this? Marching Duodrone. Whoa, that is so weird. I actually like it for how weird it is. There are marching during attacks. Duo during attacks. Each player creates a treasure token. That's pretty cool. Both deck had I know, we got 2 shinies so far. Here, I need a sip of my mana. This is... I was gonna say... Because it's not just mana, and it's not just health. Rejuvenation potion, that's what they're called. I was trying to think, I was like, what are they called in Diablo? The potions that give you mana and health. Rejuvenation. But they're purple in Diablo, but mine are the color of a Red Bull tonight. Cheers. But also, this is not just any Red Bull. This is the biggest Red Bull you can get. Literally, I had to wrestle a bear to get it. To be able to pay for it. They had a whole D&D night at Wawa. Since I am a druid, I knew I could destroy the bear and all the wolves. I tamed them with my spell called Love and Compassion. Dream Fracture. It costs... Whoa. Counter target spell. Its controller draws a card. Draw a card. In her dream, Lola gazed into a mirror. Her familiar features warped, her jaw stretching wider and wider until it cracked, and her reflection pulled her into its gaping maw. Trippy. And it says two water. And also, I haven't played Magic in so long, but I know it's like, sometime I guess there's like neutral resources, and then some it's like specifically you need water. Or it's like 2 water, and yeah, I'll have to... I really haven't played Magic in so long. Goggles of Night. Oh, this one's kind of cool. That reminded me of Singed. Whenever equipped, deals combat damage to a player. What does that say? Scary? Seer... Sire, how do you say that? Scry? Scry 1, then draw a card. To scry 1, look at the top card of your library, then you may put that card on the bottom of your library. Attach to target creature you control. Equip only as a sorcery. But see, like, for instance, I would not have this card in my deck. My deck... But that's what I realized is why I wanted to try, like, 1 pack of, like, the 2 that spoke to me. When I heard the Baldur's Gate 3, I was like, that sounds kind of neat. And there could be some cool ones in here. But so far, that other one, I probably would just buy this or the other one she recommended that we'll pull up later. The one she said, it was something like Arena of Illyria. So we'll look it up. I knew I'd forget when, you know, but it's okay. Contact Other Plane. Oh, I want this one. It's got like a 3rd eye on it. Oh, that one's cool. And it's like a wizard. I like this one. Roll D20. Draw 2 cards. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards. Scry 3, then draw 3 cards. Also, I want to learn what scrying is. Damn. I like this one. This could go on my deck. What's funny too is ones that wouldn't go on my deck, for sure I'm giving those away. For sure. If it's going to go, because in my deck eventually, I don't even know how many cards. You probably need like 40 cards or 60 cards to make up a deck. But I'll just keep buying boosters or maybe even one of those starter packs. But I want it that it's all cards that I'd want. But the animal cards, I'll probably just buy Bloomburrow, and then when the Final Fantasy ones come out, we'll get those for the stream. Psychic Impetus. Well, this one's neat. It's got like a crazy eagle. Enchant creature. 2/2 and is goaded. It attacks each combat if able and attacks a player other than you if able. Damn. Whenever enchanted creature attacks you, scry 2. We'll have to learn what scry is. That one needs to go in the deck. That one's cool. Me likey. Martial Impetus. Enchanted creature gets 1/1 and is goaded. Oh, is this a double? Did we get another one of these? Or no, maybe I grabbed it twice. Geode Golem. Geode Golem. And also, let me see what. There we go. My lord, the music. My lord. Yes, that'll do. Fireball. Sorcery. This spell costs 1 more to cast for each target beyond the first. Fireballs deal X damage divided evenly, rounded down among any number of targets. The orchid soon reeked of sulfur, smoke, and scorched bugbear with just a hint of peach. This one I would not put in the deck. But it's a cool card, though. I think that's a cool card. Oh, this one will go on the deck. I was just thinking about this today. Holy Paladins. Well, in my game, there's a Paladin, but I've been, like, working on things like that for my game. That is awesome. Mazzy, True Sword Paladin. Is that a dwarf? Is she a dwarf? That makes it even cooler if so. A halfling knight. A halfling. Sick. Legendary creature. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, it gets +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Whenever an aura you control is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, exile it. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card. Sick. That's pretty trippy. I was like thinking about Paladins a lot today. I like that one. That's a keep. That one's going in the deck. Ooh, this one's like the Alchemist, Far Traveler. Ooh, I like that one. Priya's gonna want that one, but I kind of want it too. We might roll. Priya, we're rolling for that one. That is like. This one actually may be my favorite card. I'm not even trying to like. That is so sick. It almost looks like Breath of the Wild, and he's like walking away so majestically in the light, like the light coming through. Oh my, we're rolling for that one. Dang, that one's cool. Commander creature you have at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target trap creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. That's a cool one. That could go in the deck for sure. That one's neat. That reminds me of the Alchemist. It smells really good. Oh, a big foil. We pulled a big one. This one, it's a legendary cat devil. Wait, what? This is a foil. We pulled a big one. This is probably worth like $300. Now you're seeing legendary creature at the beginning of your end. Wait, I can't even speak English anymore. At the beginning of your end step. Wait, I am. At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each creature that died this turn. Sheesh. Welcome to the Wandering Emporium. Feel free to browse the bazaar. We have everything a lost soul could want, need, or afford. That's going in the deck. That is cool. Big pool. Yeah, like the Alchemist. That's a big pool. Probably worth like $300. Ooh, a mage. I got a mage. Wait, this deck went from like shit to really good stuff. Necro Wild Mage. Did I read it right? Nira. Ooh, I can see Priya wanting this. Wait, it's an elf. Wait, I want this one. I want this one. I'm rolling on this one. An elf shaman. Legendary creature. the first elf. That really redeemed this pack. Well, pulling that foil already made it worth it, but that's the first elf though. I did get an elf. I did get an elf. Well, let me get a screenshot with this one here, and then I'll pull. There's like 2 more left. What's it? Let me not spell everything like. There we go. Okay. That is sick. What? I got the Baldur's Gate. A legendary land card foil. I got the Baldur's Gate. I got the Baldur's Gate. Oh, I dropped the card. I got the Baldur's Gate. Dang, that's actually sick. That's Baldur's Gate. And it's shiny. We got some those are some good signs. You know what I thought too is, even though I really want to get Baldur's Gate 3. Because like I say, lately I like playing games. Even this is funny too. I swear to God, you guys wouldn't even believe this. I guarantee you, like, I love all the games I play. And I did update my graphics card earlier after stream. But I actually love Ultima Online, as shitty as that game is in a lot of ways. It actually is, well, in a funny way. Well, a lot of these games I play, I'm designing my game for myself, where it's like I want a game that's so simple and just fun to play, but it's like not much reading. It's all context. It's all just good story and action. No instructions. I want no text in my game. The only text is the main menu. No text. No text. No. It's all action. But it's something, I mean, it's a great like design principle, because I go the minimalist way, where I'm like, I'm not trying to have some convoluted game. Let the story be convoluted. Let the story arcs and all of that be convoluted. Let the gameplay be simple. And even when I improve on it, because when people fall in love with the alpha, and they'll be like, oh, imagine if you had a magic ability, I would stop at that. It's like 3 buttons tops. But what you do with those 3 buttons makes all the difference. Oh, and another funny part too, when I was talking about the game at the Magic store, the one guy, the one dude that works there, I think he was like one of the managers. But he was like unboxing stuff, but we were talking about the Magic and stuff, and then I was like, oh, and I said, I heard there's like Final Fantasy ones coming out. I was like, when can I get my hands on those? But then started talking about the game, but I had got her interest when I had said Night Elves and 4-player, but then when I said PvPvE, that grabbed the guy's interest, because he was like, PvPvE, and I was like, yeah, I was like, it's free for all 4-player, battle to the death, one person lives, and then that person will get a chance to fight a dragon. And I was like, then there'll be drops. That's all I can really say. But quick, fast, 4-player action. But I said PvPvE, and he loved that. When he heard that, he was like, oh fuck, or oh fudge, Ruckers. Fudge. Sorry, I slipped a little bit there. Fudge. He was like, fluffernutters. Damn, this was awesome. We're definitely doing this again. We got some good. If anything, there's some. We will. Because imagine that's actually a great idea. Because if I do some giveaways for like magic cards and things, literally put that in an envelope. It's like minimal shipping. Very easy. We can easily mail the ones I won't use. We'll like mail to supporters. But Noopy's got to get that Knuckles. All right, this was fun. I do got to get. I want to get sleeves. I'm gonna buy a bag of sleeves this week. But and also, well, I'll do some physical magic before I talk about what I define as magic. The dragon is sick too. I want to frame this and put this on like the fridge, or like laminate it, put a magnet on it, or put it in a card sleeve. This one I'm definitely. Oh, there's 81 of them, and this is 53. The dragon is sick. Oh, but for instance, like for some of the cards that I don't want to say I hate, but for the ones that I don't like, I can do a magic trick with. Go. So, okay. So I wish to enlighten you guys a little bit about the world of Battle of the Roses and how magic is often misunderstood, I feel, in our modern society. Allow me to enlighten a little bit. So, I had done some research about the occult magic arts and where magic and all these things stem from. Mostly people think it from, of course, like esoteric knowledge, occult, hidden, secret things. But if anything I've learned with something like magic, they've over-convoluted or have, what do you call it? Because I don't want to say exaggerated, but the core of genuine magic, think about this. This is actually a very, like you could say, trippy thing, is a spell. What is it to spell? Like even right now, I see the word alchemist on the chat screen, but a spell is to literally spell. And but I was gonna, like, the thing is, and also from my intuition, I see everything is magic, and whether you see the magic in it or not, the magic is still there. But I'd say a lot of times people think that magic, well, it's like something they could say is like unexplained or like a phenomenon, or, but yes, it is on that level. Yes, it is. And there's different type of magic, like a card trick or pulling a rabbit out of a hat. But truly to scribe or to write or to create is magic. And when from, like, let's say the old times of mages, witches, shaman, clerics, druids. I did research about all these different things. But they even say too that like a wand, like in the Hogwarts game, well, it's like when if you point at someone like, hey Noopy, give me that Slim Jim or whatever, give me that mana drink. But then the wand is an extension. And get this, even when you do a magic, if I were to even ask you, what's a magic thing you know? And you'd say like, Alakazam. it's words you're saying. Or remember in the Hogwarts game, it was like Illuminos and kick your ass. It was like different things that are the words. And in yoga, we know that like in Sanskrit and like there's like, well, and that word is the root of all words, the sacred word, or like God. Originally on the stream, I wanted to wear my own t-shirt, but the material wasn't agreeing with me, so I changed to my Humble Knights wardrobe. But getting back to the magic, though, is that life is magic, and it can be magical, but in order to access magic, well, it's funny too. At first, I'd say it starts with most people a suspension of disbelief. But it's because they kind of put their beliefs to the side. But that's true magic is like something that's believable. Like, that's why I think Harry Potter is so good, or Lord of the Rings. You take an adventure situation that's believable, but then you add an extra element of fantasy, because think about that too. What's in all of fantasy, like fairies, and I believe in these things too. I actually believe in goblins, trolls, aliens, fairies, night elves, Pleiadians, Andromedans. I believe in it all. I genuinely do. But once again, with the magic though, is that also, they said back in like the day, sometimes the most powerful classes were the bards. Because, or those that could write a story, or that could like narrate, because think about that, like if you had this epic song that was like celebrating that king or celebrating this knight, it can even glorify what could be like a small legend and make it like Snoopy the Dragon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I think a lot of times people understanding of magic, they go, oh, magic is not real. Well, what is real? If you look at God too, God from 4 elements creates everything. So that's why even I wanted to start the stream with like, see, one of the elements is right over there, fire, with my magical Buddha ball. Since we're accessing the spirits tonight. But the reason why it's so powerful lighting a candle is the fire element is kind of, it makes it more connected to the astral or to the spirit realm or consciousness. This is where the magic thing gets further, is that if you write something that has a profound inspirational effect on you, for instance, reading like Harry Potter, that over time will change your consciousness. And the person that created it, J.K. Rowling, by fulfilling the dream of creating the thing, for instance, me creating my game and my book and my movie, anime, thingy, I grow in consciousness through taking on the challenge, through taking on the dragon. And then when my game, it's being made to be shared. That's the truth too. I'm making it to be shared. And my genuine intention is not making money, but at the same time in the future, I plan to make a lot of money from it, but it's not my goal. It's not my goal. But it's my goal is to make a memorable, amazing game that is the vision that I have and that I'm developing. But it's kind of like, it's a big risk, big reward type situation, and I'm willing to play that game, baby. Let's let it, just like a game of Magic. It's like each demo that I release, let me keep doing it until it's good. But this whole thing about people, well, they make it that magic is something that they say is not real and all this. But you tell me that art, because that's where it goes, that art is magic. A conversation with the person is magic. Existence is magic. Those 4 elements, let's break it down. The water, you're 3/4 water. The world is 3/4, or the earth is 3/4 water. Mother Gaia. The fire element, as I said. And fire is also like Shiva, destroyer. You know, they say the 3 aspects of God, like creator, destroyer, sustainer. Shiva, Brahman, Vishnu, they say in Hindu culture. Water, fire, earth, we come from the earth, and then ether, it's like you're made up of these things that come together, and in different proportions or ingredients, everything is like made up of water or comes from the dirt and is connected to the nature, like the trees and the dirt, the soil, the butterflies. So this is the thing too where magic goes farther, is that I believe like true magic in life is like what I believe to be realization. So I'm going to get into like why knowledge is power, and that because here's the thing, I was going to say what true realization is knowingness of the interconnectivity of everything, even with people that you deem as because there's no good or bad, but there's good and bad actions. People make good and bad actions. So in life, as long as we're growing and learning, that is the journey to just maturing and growing. But that's why I got this one book today that I'm going to just share real quick and get back to talking about magic. But this had spoke to me because I saw this warrior. I saw Meditations on Manhood, and it's by this it's 100 devotions from this guy who's like this preacher or something. But I read a little bit, and it was talking about it was even kind of what do you say, redefining what it is to be a true man and a true warrior, but all with biblical backing through his book. And I was like, damn, I gotta get this book. Me and Noopy and Priya are gonna be reading this every day. And I even thought, I was like, maybe I will read. Watch, I'll read just this one part. I think this is what I read at the store. Wait, it's so good though. I was like, I need this for Battle of the Roses and for my life, because I was like, I put my faith in God to take care of everything, and I just will continue to do things in his and her name. And to me, even in my game, there's very deep, holy undertones, but it's also like I show the dark and the light in my game, is what I want to say. I want to find there was one part I wanted to read, which it may have been. Oh, like this. Christ is the perfect type of manhood. He who should imitate him the most nearly would be the most original man upon earth. It may seem a paradox, but it is one which nevertheless needs only to be tried to be proved. No man will be looked upon as so strange, so singular a being among his fellows, as the man who shall nearest approach to the image of the Lord Jesus. He imitates, we grant you. He copies, we confess it, but he is himself, despite his copying, an original to other men. And he stands out from the common herd as being a distinguished and celebrated individual. He will be known and read of all men. Portraits of Christ, the New Park Street Pulpit, number 355. But that's even just one of the first pages in the book. But it also, this part spoke out to me too. A firm resolve. A firm resolve. I love that. So, and it even has swords for the rest point, and I was like, it was only $15. I was like, I need this. This is gonna, and it's got one of those built-in bookmark things, boom. It's spiritual. But I might start reading this occasionally, day to day on stream, but that's the energy I need to make my game. But then once again, back to the magic. Everything is magic. We're all connected to the magic. But I believe that those that live in truth, and what is truth? Truth, and as they say, I heard Jim Carrey even say this the other day. Truth is both objective and subjective, as Krishna breaks down in the Bhagavad Gita. So meaning, the objective truth to life is that there's everything came from nothing, but God willed existence. He willed it, and it was like the masculine and feminine were created, like the idea and the conception, and it was willed. Let there be light. It was willed. God created existence, so there is existence. But there was existence before existence, and that is God. And like they said, if you go to the beginning of the Bible or whatever, let there be light. Let there be light. And think about that everything is made of light. But we often forget that, do we not? And just as something, I was talking to Priya about this the other day, that just as something becomes an ice cube and is made of water, the water is the ice cube and the ice cube is the water, but they're in different states. So same with light. That's why they even say that technically light travel is definitely possible, because there could be advanced races that know how to go at the speed of light. And in Star Trek, that's what the ship does. Speed of light. And also Albert Einstein, his whole E equals MC squared, it's like a deducing energy to a formula, energy. But it's like it's breaking down that it's like light, distance, but we all come from light. But it's like, I like one master Guru Nath, he often would refer to it as the lightless light. But I often believe that that's why someone would say, first off, because someone could be even, what do you call it, like an atheist or like not believe in God. But to me, that's kind of blasphemous. And it's not, because the thing is that they're just, to me, that, like, well, I think that it's for each man and woman for them to choose. But especially for someone that's illumined internally, if they've opened the spiritual eye or they know anything, have even seen a little bit of the astral, you begin to just kind of surrender to a higher power. And I think a lot of life is remembering that God is the magic, God is magic, and if you keep God in your consciousness, your life is more beautiful. And I believe that is the true way to connect the magic. But if you have something in you that's the thing too, is just like that thing said, for the man or woman that has courage to live in their energy, their kundalini energy, the chakras. And the chakras go from very base things, like, if anything, I oftentimes need a lot of work with sometimes my lower chakras. That can be for like different things, I can go into a tangent about that later. But it can be for like, base things, like, but as you ascend the kundalini, you get to the heart, the anahata, the bridge between earth and star or moon, between like the physical and the non-physical. Even the chakras going from anahata, the heart. That's why Christ always said, like, I am the way, the I amness. Anahata vishuddhi, to be able to, your throat chakra, to communicate with your throat chakra, that energy. And yet the ability to, that in itself, but that chakra from there. Because think about it, some people don't have the courage to speak confidently in their energy, from their vishuddhi. Ajna, I would say that's the bridge to beyond, because the only way in life, other than that if you live completely in God, like a lot of monks I'm sure do, and Nupi and Priya and people, but we all sometimes can struggle, but that's why every morning we start with sadhana, because that's direct subjective realization of the objective. But you begin to realize objective truths, that existence is light. But most people, because they don't see it, that's why there's a lot of parables and metaphors in the Bible, because they even said to not give pearls before swines. Someone watching right now, they would be ready to be initiated into light because they're receptive to it. But someone has to first be receptive, and oftentimes too in Kriyas, most masters won't initiate someone unless, and they'll often, I remember my first master, Swami Shankarananda, he had asked why I wanted to learn Kriya, but of course my answer, I want to know the truth. I want to know God. I wish to be closer to God. I wish to know God. Then you also learn that you are a bubble. The God is the sea. You are an ocean. You are a wave. You are a bubble. And karma is when you identify with the bubble, where you go, I, me, mine. This is mine. This is me. But but like I know Sadhguru has a great way of kind of breaking that down too. But that's the whole battle of the ego. I'd say the ego is identification with something that you're ultimately not, because there's something that pre-exists you, but you are that. That's the thing too, is on the spiritual path, most people think it's something to earn or to get. Yes, on one level, because for instance, I can just speak to my own realization that awakenings will happen. Sometimes you must wait. I remember it took me a month of meditating before I perceived anything of light or anything of beyond. but I persisted. I kept going. That's like one of my mantras, is to keep going. And even what Priya saw the other day when I'm not making that insanely hard basketball shot, I even know not I don't need a witness. God is my witness. But Priya knows I sat there for an hour, keep doing it over and over again. I was exhausted, but I don't. The resolve is there. But then when I hit it, I even told her after, and she was like, "Honey," you know. But like, because I'm just like, there's not a choice. It's like it must happen. But I have that in me. Even I've done every day for the last 7 years Shambhavi Mahamudra every morning. I do it even on mornings I don't want to, just as a commitment to Sadhguru and Isha. But I've even learned a lot of life is just turning within. I wish to segue from that about talking about Ajna, the third eye, and then they say the seventh chakra, which is technically outside the body, but they even say in birth when you have this soft area here, but it hardens, but that's where the soul even enters the body in the womb. But Sahasrara, the crown chakra, is technically like above the head, hence the crown. But there was I was going to say about magic. So here's where I wanted to further this discourse about magic. Is when you get into actual, I'll refer to as spiritual alchemy, or manifestation, or law of attraction, or fifth dimensional density type of frequency or understanding. Because if you understand it, then these spiritual principles will apply and flow to you. But this was also something that was presented in the movie The Matrix. But it's if you change the inner world, is it not true that oftentimes the outer world as a consequence will change? And I can give a small example of this as well. And also think about it in life when there's been many times when you've tried to get something or control something by trying to manipulate forces outside of yourself in whatever context. It tends to not last, or even if you are able to achieve it, there's an unease or an insecurity about it. Yet, if you simply just turn within and have that confidence and security to simply turn within and change your thoughts, let's even just start with thoughts, which lead to energy, that you choose to independently, autonomously change your own thoughts, is it not true that outer conditions will change and bend to your will? I want you to take a moment and really think about this. And I'll sort of say it again in a different way, or the same way. But I'm here, I invite you to experiment. Let's call it an experiment in life and in consciousness, that if there's something you wish to manifest, or that you wish to see improve in your life, let's even say it's something you wish to see improve in your life, that if you shift your inner world and inner reality, and you hold to this, you hold firm, and you keep a resolve to this. If you, in my opinion, if you make it that it's something like a spiritual thing, that's good for you and everybody around you, serves you and everybody around you. It's such a simple thing. Think about it. It's such a simple thing that I'm putting out there to you. But ironically, it is not always the easiest thing to do. It can be easy because it's just as easy as, that's why in yoga they always talk about building a relationship with your breath. Or it's like even Sadhguru says, like if your mind is bothering you, you go to like something of your aliveness, like that you're alive, your blood pumping, your heart, your breath. Your breath is your gateway to your own personal heaven, because it's a way to, in my opinion, to calm yourself, to bring yourself back to a sense of security, love, connectedness. And I was going to say too, like the thing I keep over here all the time, that I was reminding myself of this, that I often forget, but like to keep calm and carry on. That if you just keep calm about like even things that may bother you, worry you, Well, just keep calm. It's almost like be still and seek God. So, but that also, I'm sharing with you guys what I've been studying magic, and then there's also a lot of like, you know, I was gonna say like even a sad thing too is a lot of times certain like occult knowledge and things like that. It can get like some people think too. Yes, there are. It's like in life you use volition for things, or as I say, like the golden rule. But a lot of times, like witches and mages and wizards and magic, it almost gets a bad rap. Where I was almost glad I didn't find too many books about magic at the store. They didn't even have many, and anything they do, it's like I love Dungeons and Dragons. I even was reading some Game of Thrones there and got the one book, but it's like just kind of bringing it full circle again about magic. I realized that magic is an everyday, every moment thing, and even life and existence is magic. But a very important thing too is in life, like what I refer to as like illumination or like residing in the truth. Truth is even a good way to put it. That's a way to like sum up everything I have to say, because if you can apply something or you can experience something, then that is what truth is, whether it be subjective or objective. But ironically, once again in life, we could be like, I'm trying not to project too much with certain things to be too specific. But I've learned, for instance, like, let's say, when I'm having certain challenges or struggle with the game that I'm making, I've noticed it's often that I need to do a little inner work of like letting go of like really being like, well, why is this one thing giving you anxiety? And what's possibly the solution? And a lot of times it comes from like not knowing, where it's like, oh, I don't know this, what coding I need yet. I don't know how to implement this yet. But then I noticed by defining the question, then it makes it that like the other day I found a YouTube video of this one guy that the way he was explaining it and the way I went step by step, before I knew it, my guy's and actually, but believe it or not, I had my character walking three-dimensionally in all directions and jumping and everything. I figured it out before watching the video, but his video was helping me more learn about the binding of weapons to the character, where to put it, how to do certain animations, how to make it that, there's even a part of Unity that I hadn't got too familiar with yet. I even forget the name of this one category, but it's like, there's these like little boxes that are like, it's almost like events, triggers, and conditions, but it's like for, I'm looking to attack, and these type of animations can happen, and it's all of their like abilities, but it connects with components and this other aspect. But the answer is within, or it's like sometimes if you changed within, then you're able to manifest what you need outside more. And another little tangent here that I'm giving another example of, where I think like where alchemy and magic applies is, like, for instance, I like a lot of alchemy, it's going into the unknown. That's why a guru is needed, like someone like Sadhguru that can initiate someone in something like Isha Kriya's the free form of it that takes like 5 minutes or 10 minutes on YouTube. Shambhavi takes like 35 minutes. But Guru translates to dispeller of darkness. So what is the opposite of darkness, I ask you? Light. And what is God? God is light. What is also beyond God? The darkness. Well, what is darkness? Well, it's light. So darkness and light are connected, because darkness is how God is able to be everywhere, and light is how God manifests. But there's layers to God. That's the thing too. But like, if anything, I was going to say too, it's okay to even go deeper. But I was going to say I don't want to get. It's okay to go deeper. Yeah, I was going to say I don't want to go too deep, but there's nothing wrong with that. But But here's how I'll define it: is that even when we live in a third dimension, but we actually have access to. You are like multi-dimensional. Because there's even some things are fifth dimensional. Even technically, like I'd say, the ability of me that I'm streaming right now, communicating to information to you almost instantaneously. There's a delay, but that's magic. I'm able to send that out like that. But I was going to say, I do believe that from my personal experience as well, not just an intellectual understanding, that you could refer to existence as like an onion, and there's layers, but it's layers of density. So for instance, this is the heaviest density. This physicality is the heaviest density of your bodies or your being. And then you have a causal body, astral body, and a physical body. And in your physical body, you have an astral body. And that's where, also, if you think about it, in life, a lot of times, when something speaks to you, it's a feeling. Think about that. If you see, like, if you play my game, it's going to give you a feeling. If you see a good movie, it gives you a feeling. Something resonates with you, it feels good. Something doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't feel good. And if you follow that inner compass, that's where too in life where we can get lost, the heart brings you back to your truth, because the heart is forgiveness, the heart is love, the heart is light. Think about that as well on a deeper level, that the heart is light. But when you are feeling light, you are feeling happy, because you are less bound. You are less dense. So you go from physicality, and think about that. If you identify with the physical plane, then your energy is very low. It'll be low energy. But then I was going to say that, like the onion, through like sadhana, which is like, sadhana translates to a tool that you use for realization. You're going right to the source. You're going right to the light. And there's actually a scientific, when they say the occult knowledge that the Egyptians had, and when you see like the third eye, the thing is, it is the medulla oblongata or whatever. It's connected. There's like from here to here. They even say there's like a projection, like a movie projector. But you have that's your third eye. Where that to me is where I access like my energy or my magic. But energy, chakras and the nadis are all over the body. But that is where you access something beyond third dimension, but it is in third dimension. That's the thing, is like, so anything right now that I'm perceiving, well, once again, I experience God, or I perceive the third eye as light. But I'm not as foolish to, because the thing is, I just know, I've been on this path for a long time, that I know that with God, sometimes when you think you know, there are more, I was going to say kingdoms in God's palace. That just because you know one throne, there's more to know, and there's more, a lot of realization too, I believe, is expanding one's consciousness through living in harmony with truth secretly, silently, secretly, with our life breath, with our life bliss, with our life energy. You're a light bearer. That's something too I'm sharing, original IP or whatever from Battle of the Roses, but I call the Night Elves light bearers, because that's what they are. In my game I have dark and light. But even in truth and spiritual harmony, dark and light are actually, I feel like oftentimes the dark gets, because dark really just means nothingness, or Shiva. That which is not is actually how Shiva directly translates that which is not. But think about that, meditate on that. That's why I like the name of the book that I got to. It said Meditations on, like, because I thought to meditate means to sit with something. It doesn't mean make a conclusion. It means to meditate on it. To be, a lot of what meditation too is actually is being receptive, to receive. How can you, because think about that, those that are too boastful to even have time to turn within, or even it can be too, it's kind of funny, the Bible is so powerful. One passage from the Bible could inspire somebody to want to pray or turn within. But the sooner, here's the thing though, is like oftentimes, even with occult knowledge, people can use that for bad as far as like curses or those type of spells. The words we use to each other, those are spells. And a grimoire, like even in that game of Valve that I have, the grimoire that the mage has to be able to know how to do the spells, grimoire literally translates to grammar. It's grammar. And to spell is to literally cast, it, to scribe, to speak. So let us be mindful of that magic is happening all the time. But just because a large part of the world lives in unconsciousness and reactivity does not make it that the actual reality of life is magic. That is my argument for life, is that everything is God, everything is concocted of those four elements. So if we're all connected, or it's like we all are connected in that way, that we all come from source or from God. It's through nature. My religion is almost nature. And also in Battle of the Roses, I have a big theme about like being in connection with God and nature, and whether on the dark or light. But the dark is actually the light, though. Many, because I've learned being in touch with, they call it like your shadow self. That a lot of times in life, to deny that is to deny the light. Like the light needs, you need both. You need both in life. One is, it's not good and bad. It's actually, I believe it's like a yin and yang. It's a balance. It's a yin and yang. And I like what Goddess Twinkle Toes said. But I also was telling Priya this the other day, that how I refer to her as my love, or like I'll hold doors for her, be like my love, or you see, because how you speak to people, it affects their consciousness or how they feel or how they define themselves. So that's why it's very important that we speak well to ourselves. And I know, if anything, when you're someone like me that's highly empathic and highly intuitive and spiritually awakened, because I opened my spiritual eye like a long time ago, but then I didn't have a proper master. Well, once again, after Swami transitioned from the body, then Sadhguru, to a certain extent, I'd even say, well, Swami Shankarananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, and Sadhguruji, Sadhguru is like my main guru, because he connects me with Devi, Krishna, and every master. Because if you meet one genuine master, and like Sadhguru says, you don't even need to meet him. Look at a picture. I have pictures of Sadhguru everywhere, but it's like you even see his bliss. And I also got to be in person with him for a good amount of time, but even one moment with him was very magical, very, very magical. But he's a fully realized being, completely devote their life to all the upliftment of human consciousness. And why is it that on the back of my car I have consciousplanet.org and Save Soil, and every street ball video I do hashtag Save Soil, most streams hashtag Save Soil? Because at the end of the day, I'm just a receptacle, or I was going to say, like, I'm a wave in the sea. But I think the more beautiful people realize that, and that's why it's important to do our best, to be beautiful people, to follow our dharma. And your swadharma, that's like a Hindi word, it means like your duty, your calling in life. And nobody can decide that for you. And even, like I said, I love being transparent. I'll tell you guys, the first time in life, there's many times where there's things where I knew what I wanted to do, but then lately it really started coming like full circle, like all the things in my life. Because even, it's funny, I always loved collecting cards. I loved getting magic tricks. I used to literally go to a magic shop to get magic books, magic tricks, learn how to do, it's even funny, like I'm so good at like a lot of card tricks, and the one card trick I always used to do too is called like Color Monty, but it's all those like sleight of hand things too, about like dealing from the bottom of a deck. They call that a hanger, like in the movie Rounders. But Color Monty being like, oh, a blue card, a red card, and a blue card. But the real time I knew what job I wanted to do, ironically, it's when I was video editing in that Spider-Man game. It was on my computer. when I wasn't in school and I was done all my responsibilities, well, before school every day, I'd get up early and get all my stuff done just so I could play on it for like an hour, half an hour. But when I was making these like movies and like making a game or making an animation, I literally thought, I'm like, man, this is what I want to do for a job. And I was so happy for like an hour, but then it's kind of funny. You start telling people that's what you want to do, and they're like, what? Like, you almost get made fun of. Or like, you can't make Spider-Man animations for a job. And I was like, I'm gonna. I don't know what it means, but I'm gonna. But go figure, all the things I do, I've always been into content. The moment YouTube came out, I was on board. I was like, oh, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. Let me get some clips, baby. But I knew I wanted to be an artist. And ironically, now I'm creating a video game. And like I said, in the future, any asset or job or thing that I do, it is just to serve my dream, to be able to live my bliss and be the person I am. I also love night elves unapologetically or whatever. I even mentioned that at the store. I cut right to the chase. And there's been times where I'll cut to the chase of the business where I'm like, anything, when they say anything I can help you with today, you know, after formalities of, hi, how's it going, this and that. And I was like, I love night elves and dragons. What do you got? Like, I cut to the chase. But what's cool is I got good answers. And I made like 2 friends there. The one guy came in like mid-conversation, but he got sucked right into our conversation. I said PvPvE, and he was like, oh. But I was like, that's my demographic. That's my demographic. But like also creating my game, it's a challenge, and I'm going through an inner journey of alchemy, of doing something that when I had first learned about Ultima Online and Richard Garriott and Warcraft, and of course I wanted, many times people that play games, you want to make a game. But truth be told, I even thought that. I was like, if I knew the things I knew now, when I went to college, I would have just studied programming and 3D art and game design. But luckily I'm teaching it to myself, and I know how to do a lot of these things now. But it's, my whole point though is like, but truth be told, the reason I never like, it took me a long time, but then it's like when God gave me the idea for Battle of the Roses. You can ask Priya. I dreamt about it. I woke up, I kept waking up at night, and she even said, she was like, honey, what are you writing about? And I was like, oh, the Battle of the Roses. And I was like, I'll tell you about it in the morning. She's like, ooh, that sounds cool. I want to hear more. And then she sure did. But the whole, and then for actually a week, Priya can attest to this, because I'm connected with Source and God, and I can focus on something forever. God, in my sleep and even in my waking time, it's like God just like gave me the gift of the game. He was like, because even sometimes, like, well, it's like I love all the things that I do, but then sometimes I'm like, what am I working towards? Or like, what is my next thing I'm doing? Especially after I get the 1 million views, I'm like, what is my next thing? But this challenge coming along, you have to face fear, and you have to face that dark. It's almost like when Link in Legend of Zelda has to fight like the dark elf Link version of himself or whatever, or like his shadow self. That's the fear in me. And people like, but also something too I want to say about dark energy or magic out there. I want to give you guys a message from the light and from God and from like the Pleiadians and the light bearer night elves. Darkness only has the power you let it. I will repeat. Darkness, like evil darkness, only has the power you let it. Don't give your power away. That's another I'd say a principle of alchemy, is to not give simply do not give your power away. Simply do not give your power away, and you maintain your power. But how often in life do we give a power away to other people's subjective opinions? And especially to those that are uninitiated or unenlightened, which is the masses. That's what I affectionately refer to as the sheep. But what's better than a sheep? I say a lamb. Why did they refer to Jesus Christ as the Lamb of God? Because Jesus in many ways behaved like the meek Lamb of God. But ironically, Christ is our king. And he was a sheep. But Christ is our king because his humility, he was powerful like the dragon or like the wolf in spreading the truth. But if you look at the truth Jesus spread, first it was a message of love. It was a message of love and not damnation or fear and worry. It was of love and unity and of offering. And he even the disciples of his, he told them to give away everything they own and to rely on God. So I thought, even making this game, not only I've already shown I'm willing to put hundreds of dollars into it, and I'll put hundreds of dollars more into it. And I'll work and work and work and save and save and save and keep investing in the assets that all serve this. But like Priya said, big risk, you risk it to get the biscuit. And in life especially too, guess what? I have this golden thing. You know you got something special when it won't go away. That's another law of magic or a law of truth. If you have something special, it stays with you. I even heard the one famous author, not Ray Bradbury, the guy that wrote Stephen King. Stephen King told people, even though I don't even follow this advice, but I followed it on one regard. He said for authors to not write anything down or something, or like he was like, don't like write your idea. But that's not good advice. But what he was saying though is that if an idea is good enough, you'll remember it. But when you're creating something, write it down. Trust me, I have binders and binders and binders of Battle of the Roses stuff. And yeah, but it helps collect it in my consciousness. It's all here now. But write that stuff down and you proving that you created it. But we've been documenting, like I said, I'm making a documentary for Battle of the Roses anyway. But I'm unafraid. I have a unique vision and I know exactly what I want. No one in the world can create my game exactly as it should be. In someone else's hands, it wouldn't have the magic because it wasn't their idea. And they would want to give up on it even on the third day of struggling that I went through 3 months ago. You know, but for me, it's like risk it for the biscuit. And but I'm choosing to go on this alchemy journey for myself. And streaming has been a journey of alchemy. I went from nothing, manifesting something. Now we're 1,400 strong, and I literally have 1,400 mages and warriors and clerics and druids, wizards. That's my community. But magic too, it's like if it will serve you or it will yield to you, but God is the ultimate magic. God is the magic, and I put a big emphasis on that because I would consider anyone that would be you, because the thing is, that's just like what karma is like if you wish bad upon people, then it's not good for you because you're doing it to yourself. So in life, that's why Jesus even said they know not what they do, because someone could think that the ones that were like shaming Jesus Christ, they thought they were like getting away with something, you know, but that's the unenlightened. Because if somebody knew that light is within you and God is within you, then thereby it's within everything else. So that's why everybody has a divine birthright. We all have a divine birthright, and we all are divine. You are divine. That's something too. You're not hearing that on the commercials, are you? You're not hearing that taught to you in school, but you are divine. You are made of star stuff. You come from the cosmos. You are an angel. You are a beacon of light. But I was going to say, yeah, darkness, really the thing too is because I'm sure we've all wasted time being, when you come across like, and you know what is actual, the thing too is a lot of times I consider what are actual, like, I'd say evil or dark force in the world. They're the ones that are, ironically, I'd say they're like the charlatans. They're the ones that are like, they say they do something in God's name, but it's actually not proper dharma, or like, you know, it's not being in harmony of treating oneness. So, but they predicted this in the Bible as well, that there'd be like false prophets, or like, you know, people that would speak in the name of God but not genuinely glorifying it, or their actual motives are not holy or sacred. But that's why I believe is that your being, your body, your vessel, you are the altar in the sanctuary of your existence or your bliss. And then one thing I want to kind of bring this sort of full circle and maybe wrap up is one of my favorite books, and I've talked about it before on stream, is called Your Faith is Your Fortune by Neville Goddard. And part of the reason why I love this book so much is that it pretty much breaks down that what you decree shall come to pass. So God is the I amness, I am consciousness. And if you decree, I am well, I am wealthy, I am happy, I am harmonious. I have harmonious relationships. I have an extremely beautiful, loving relationship with friends and family, my love, Priya, Noopy, everyone that's part of my community. I don't even need to name names, and I realize that in life, it's like, once again, I'll say it's like a silent truth that you don't want to go around preaching these type of things unless you come across a kindred soul or you're talking to a friend. You could talk about something like this. But I've learned in life, in a lot of life, truth, where I said at the beginning that like self-knowledge is knowledge, or like true knowledge, or knowledge is power, because knowledge can lead to wisdom. So even what I'm sharing with you, this is occult wisdom. And a lot of times occult or like esoteric, it means it's like hidden. But it's hidden in plain sight. Existence exists. And you can also scientifically, if you wish to get a little logical or rational brained, left brained if you will, there's already scientific formulas and things where it's like scientific on like, what do you say, like on like a quantum level, quantum physics level or whatever. But it's like they've already like deduced the basis of things to be light. And that even light, it's like the reason things like show up is that it's like light doesn't pass. But if light passes, then it's immaterial or whatever. But the I amness, that's another thing where it's like changing. Think about that in the scene The Matrix. The one scene with, it's called like, he meets the spoon guy or whatever when he goes to talk to the Oracle, and then he, like the spoon guy's like, the spoon's not even there or something like that. But he's talking like on a deeper truth of like the ultimate reality, or it's like if you change the inner, the outer can change. And same with like how I said, the water turning into ice, or fire, or like a spell, like a magic, a fire spell. What makes it magic is that there was nothing there and then now there's a fireball. But I think a lot of times it gets, well, that's what's cool is what Priya said, well, like in my game, I'm presenting magic in a different way. That's never been done before, and that makes it special and unique. But I wish to kind of just share with people as like, I'd say too, what is genuine magic is the practical, this is part of like an actual definition that I had learned on my own, but it's like a practical application of, it's like, it almost is like, I'm trying to think of the word, almost like something that could not be physical, but then there's a practical application. So it almost, you know what I can say, it's almost like mentalism, where like that's almost like talking like Jedi type power stuff. But that is what mentalism is like the power of thought, the power of your mind. So once again, as you decree, it shall come to pass. So I believe in like the law of attraction like that. So, and getting these cards at the store, I love that in life. That's the true alchemy, is that you have a calling. It's the what do you call it? The hero's journey. Something speaks to you, and like a lot of times I like the vagueness where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the bookstore and look at fantasy novels and just digest it all. And if something speaks to me, like today, this book spoke to me. I saw that night and I was like, wait, there's nights in my game, and I said Meditations on Manhood. It piqued my curiosity. I'm like, that sounds interesting. I was like, if anything in this speaks to me, I'm just gonna get it. And I started reading things about Christ, and I was like, oh, I need this book because like I say, there's a lot of I have a lot of spiritual overtones in my game. And I have like all around me in my office are like books about dragons or magic or all over the place. But I'm making it that I want to take from the best. Even they said Basquiat, that famous artist, he'd always have things surrounded around him that were like other great artists or things that are inspiring him. And also, well, Priya can attest to this. All I listen to now, music-wise, when I'm not streaming, is music like this or music that's like inspired for the game I'm creating. But I don't want to give spoilers right now about that. But yeah, there's a mood and a whole. I wanted that my game is magical. That someone, when they play it, it takes them to another realm where, and literally that's part of 2 is, I was going to say, it kind of adds to the allure of the game, because also I wanted that someone goes, wow, none of the other games I play have ever done something quite like this game is doing. And the sheer simplicity of it, I wanted that as like, maybe even, technically that's a goal of mine, is that my game could get people that never played a video game before or don't care about video games. Literally, we're going to do this on live stream too. One of my ultimate goals is to get an arcade cabinet and put my game in the arcade cabinet, but do streams of me playing Battle of the Roses on my arcade cabinet. I'll get a pizza, or I'll make a pizza. I'm gonna do a whole stream like that, It's really my big vision for the game. That's literally like what the goal is I want it to be like an arcade game. Anyone can play, very simple to play, a lot of fun. I want it to be fun, and it is fun. It already is fun, and I just started getting a lot of the movement and things working, So let me think if there's anything else, but I pretty much just, to sum up everything, magic is everywhere. Magic is a spell, is to literally spell or to speak. So be mindful, follow the golden rule in life, and speak. Another law of attraction thing, if by changing the inner, then you change the outer, where you outwardly act differently, and then you're going to attract more favorable circumstances. And it's like channeling your inner humanity and truth. And I believe if you follow that, then good things will happen, and the stars will align. 1 second. So, yeah, and that magic is everywhere, and to spell, describe, to say, the grammar you use, what you speak into existence, and that's pretty much it. And also, I'd say too, I'll add to this, is like facing your fears in life, or like I kind of call it like your shadow self or your dark self in life, to face your inner dragons or inner demons, and to kind of make friends with them, and to face those fears, and to sometimes in life, the right thing to do can be the thing that's makes you nervous. Even today, like I told Priya that making my game, sometimes I get nervous because but then I'm like, if I return to the core, I know exactly what I want to share with this. For instance, this is an example of an answer that came to me through having the right perspective. I had thought, for instance, so Richard Garriott, who made Ultima Online, but if you really do follow the documentaries and stories about him, the original pureness of what got him successful, it ended up getting compromised. Because why was it that his last few games didn't do that well, or this or that? There's a lot of reasons to it, but he kind of ended up sharing his personal vision with too many other people, and other people's vision is not going to be to make something good. Their vision is to make something profitable. But I think if you make something good, it thereby will be profitable, more than likely. And sometimes you have to be patient and keep working on it. But I thought one thing that I have going to my advantage is, because I'm just like a one-man development team, is I'm creating my vision. And I can play it and be like, I even have my worksheet for tomorrow I'll show you here. Let me be careful. This is my worksheet for tomorrow. Look, this is me literally making Battle of the Roses. But that's my worksheet tomorrow. But I know, oh, what is the next step? I know what the next few, I know the next 100 steps, but what am I doing tomorrow? What could I do today? That's what you want to have written down, and you work on it. And your job is just to, here, this is a thing too, this connects to everything I'm talking about. Very subtle but deep thing, like, let's say someone wants to lose weight. And even it's easy to get motivated for a little bit of time, but how do you keep it that you keep working out or going to the gym? You don't even need a gym. You can just do push-ups and lift weights at home and go on a run outside or inside or standing still. What you do is you make yourself accountable, and you say, I know I don't feel like working out, but I'm going to go to the gym and stretch. And if you legitimately still don't feel well or you just can't do it, then at least you went there and stretched and then tried again tomorrow. But I'll tell you, honestly, for me, it's like 10 times out of 10, even if I was sick, you figured, oh, I went all the way here and I'm working out. Believe it or not, 30 minutes from that workout, you want to get on the treadmill. And the only people that have worked out and overcome that. But that's something I'm here to share with you guys. Like, you don't need a personal trainer. You don't need some health kick diet. Yeah, eat healthy, be intuitive, but treat yourself to a greasy pizza like I did today, or whatever your body, listen to your intuition. But same with, I had watched this in a video the other day, a game development video, where this guy was like, oh, what to do when you get kind of like writer's block or a programming block. But the advice they always give is like work on a different aspect of the game, just kind of get a little distance from it, you know? But it's also like not trying to force the thing. But what was the one thing I was going to share? But yeah, just, but all the time, whenever I start to get a little bit of anxiety about my grand vision for the game, but I remind myself, I'm like, no. I was like, I want my game to be really simple. And even if it's like every day, just one little simple thing I'm adding or changing. And it'll get to a point when it starts to round out, I'll even know, like, let's say when even after I have like the first level, when I'm like, the first level, I can actually like clip it and ship it or let people start playing it like that. I will let people privately play it when it's not even like done yet, the first demo or whatever, but I'll let it get there. And I'm even aware down the line there will come a time where, like, let's say, maybe I added too many abilities, but immediately I go, okay, I cut off, I'm like, just the 3 abilities, just this, and then at that point I can make more maps, make more story, but it's going to stay to that simplicity. So that's another, I'd say, a law of attraction thing too, is like something you need to have resolve, you need to be simple, you need to be focused, and you need to be enthusiastic and keep positive about it. And affirm that it will work, it can work. And sometimes it could be a matter too, like I'll use making my game an example. Sometimes it's like, maybe you need to network more. Maybe you need to talk to somebody that knows more than you and be like, I'm trying to get this FBX model to do this one magical ability and I can't get it to work. What component of mine? Show them my code, show them my scripts. Someone that knows what they're doing, to be like, you have this bracket here, this command here, this function here. It's just literally in programming, it could be one little thing wrong. A word, a box not checked, X, Y, and Z variable not identified. There's a lot to it, but there is an answer. That dawned on me the other day, where sometimes when I work for like a few hours and I step away, but I'll be like, I can figure this out. There is an answer. And what's kind of cool too about the thing I'm doing, it's like when you start to figure certain things out, then you're able to like, once I have the player 1, all the commands working, all the hitboxes working, all balanced, to make players 2, 3, and 4, that's just gonna like boom, 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 just snowball, you know. But once again, about the magic cards, that's that example of going on the hero's journey of the unknown. But it's like you hear a hint of a whisper of something that speaks to you, but your job is to follow it. Oh yeah, I was talking about the gym thing. It's like your job is to follow that scent and then just go do it. But then ironically, like once again, just the stretching, the warming up, or for instance, if like you want to start going on a run and it is the middle of winter and this and that, but Priya knows, I danced today for like half an hour on stream, or I'll go outside and just run back and forth. Do the small thing, or just start with a walk. Be like, I'll just walk to the mailbox down the road and back. And then maybe on the back, I'll run to it and walk on the way back and smell the roses. But it's like set small, measurable goals. And if you have your heart in something, where I call like a passion project, you will gladly do the hard work and manifest it. Another thing I want to say on this too is, even when me and Priya went to go get a coffee and get a pizza, but I realized that any job, you're working. So same with like when I'm making this game, it's like I should expect that some days it's like, oh, you get overwhelmed. You're like, wow, I have so many things, but it's like you just keep taking care of things, and before you know it, you have a finished game. But another analogy I wish to draw is Ray Bradbury, who wrote the award-winning book Fahrenheit 451. He gives amazing advice to writers and talks a lot of things, but he says, don't set out to write a book in life. He's like, if you want to be a writer, write. He goes, it could take you a year to develop your voice as a writer. But your job is to write, and write short stories. Because if you could write like 100 shit short stories, and one of them could be like really, really good. And then, or you could take, like what happened to him is he even had one book called The Martian Chronicles that he didn't even plan to be a book, but the one time, once he did start having things published and making money, his one friend, he was like, do you have anything else? And he gave him the collection of these like sci-fi short stories. There was like 10 of them. And the guy, he ended up getting a lot of money just for that. And they put it into a book and it ended up being like this bestseller. And he revolutionized sci-fi. But the whole point is, Ray Bradbury said it was like short stories accumulated from like 10 years of just, he would write every day. He says every day, read a short story, watch a film, play a new game, experience life. Go out and experience life. Let life speak to you. But yeah, like, and going and getting the magic cards, I didn't know what I was going to go get, but on the way to me and Priya getting a coffee, I said, honey, I was telling her about Magic the Gathering, and she goes, I've never heard of that type of magic. And she was like, I didn't know this was a game. And I said, yeah. I said, we'll go buy a pack. We got pizza, then we went there, and then, but it was, we knew what we were looking for, but I liked when I said, oh, do either of you know about Magic the Gathering? And she ended up knowing a lot about it, but she made a bunch of great recommendations because we had a great, just like in the Matrix, when Neo, in the sequels, he goes to like the key maker. He seeks the key maker, and there's a whole deep thing into that too, but it's like if you have the right questions, then you can get the right answers in life. But you need to know the right questions to ask. So like ask and you shall receive type thing. But that's where the magic happens too, because sometimes you could just have that, you go on that journey and then you end up seeing a majestic fox or a majestic night elf or a majestic, that's where the magic in life happens. So that's also too, like this card opening, this was really magical to me as well because it was fun. I'm sure you guys all really enjoyed it, and I try to create things that I think if somebody else did this type of stuff, now it could be exciting where when I do a stream at night and I have the waiting screen, it's like, oh, Dave's going to do another D&D night, then we'll do that. And it'll get really cool once my game starts getting further into development. But I don't think if there's anything else I kind of want to share on that, but it's just pretty much simplify things, follow your heart, see the magic in everything, because life is magic. It's just like I said, it's just the levels of awareness. Most people, just because they're unconscious doesn't mean you have to be or we have to be. And if you want to live in truth, live inclusively, like treat others as you treat your ideal self. And also I believe too that is one of the mysteries of God too, where it's like God at the end of the day wants you to seek him or her. because it's beyond masculine or feminine. It is both. It's the Devi and the Shiva. But I think that's a key to life, and the magic is, if you have God, then you have the magic you need in life to connect to your breath, to connect to Shambho, connect to the truth, to the Shiva, because like you are divine, you are sacred, you are loved, you are seen, you are heard, you are felt. We are all part of this community together. I'm just one of the mages or one of the druids leading this community of light bearers. If you receive my message in love and light, then you're a light bearer. And if my message does not resonate, then you're more likely a dark bearer or shadow bearer. But in love and light and happiness, I salute you all. Namaskaram. Thank you for joining me for today's D&D night. I wouldn't mind too doing like a little Warcraft or something before we end. I wouldn't mind that. Just for a little bit. But I think that pretty much, yeah. I at this point, I feel like I'd be repeating something else if there was something else. Wow, I've been streaming for 2 hours too, so this D&D night went pretty swimmingly. But I shared magic and truth as I see it. And hopefully it inspired or brought some enlightenment. And what does enlightenment mean? To enlight, to embody light. Illuminate. What is to illuminate? To illuminate is to shed light on darkness. And what is darkness in the sense of ignorance? Darkness in the sense of ignorance is exclusivity. And what is light? Light is truth. Light is beingness. Light is I amness. Light is light. Think about that. Light is light. I end you with that, my fellow paladins, my fellow druids, my fellow mages, my fellow night elves. Before we end today's stream, we're going to venture into the beautiful world of Azeroth. I hope you all have been illuminated from tonight's stream, and that you all live with the light of Christ within your very soul. Change your inner reality, and your outer reality must change. It will. I believe in you all. Because here's the thing too is, there's enough success around here for everybody. We can all win together. And that is the true success in life. It's not exploitive. It's inclusive. Remember this. Keep calm and carry on. You're stronger than you ever will know. So let's know it now. And if you have something in you to give it now. Do not wait for tomorrow. Give it now, my friends. Give it now. I shall share some words of poetry. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieve it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men, near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. To Azeroth. Oh, and also let me clip it and ship it. Like and subscribe. Hey. Boop. See you next D&D night.